So what I want to do in this video is give you an overview of the functionality of the final project, sort of in a flowchart slash workflow form. Okay, and I've numbered where things are to be delivered in terms of what's delivered in Module 8, what can be delivered in Module 9, and what can be delivered for Module 10. Okay, so just to give you, the 10,000 foot overview, a user is going to eventually, not in Mod 8, eventually, but you can build it this way, it's up to you. You're going to have a task item that they run. It's going to open up a task and go through a series of steps. Now the functionality for those steps are going to be built over different modules in that. It is possible to sit down and write this whole thing out in a day. So I've done that, so I know it's technically possible. So you can actually get it done and then just deliver the parts you need for Module 8, then Module 9, and Module 10. So the user is going to come in and run the tasks. The first thing they're going to do is update the name and date. They enter their name via a parameter, and the date will just be picked from time date dot today probably. The user then has a choice where they have to make a decision. How are you going to create your selection set over here? Okay, so the user can do it. They can do it by distance, by zone. That'll run either it'll run a built-in command. If you're going to select by box, you're just selecting features. Otherwise, you're going to do select by distance or select by zone. That's going to be script tools that you can run, deliverable in Mod 8. And then once you have your selection set, then you can do the part that updates the table on the layout and exports out to the format that the user has chosen, JPEG, PDF. So just to repeat some of that, right? So for Module 8, one of the things that you can deliver, so what you can deliver for Module 8 is a Python toolbox with at first 3 tools in it. There will be more. There'll be 4 in the end, but the first 3 tools that you can deliver for Mod 8 is the ability to update the text element that is the name and the text element that holds the date. So that's one of your tools. You just need one parameter. A person has a string parameter where they can type in their name. Whatever they type in that box, that will go into the name text element. And then the date can just be, you can use datetime dot today or datetime dot now in that. So that's one of the tools. And again, 8 is the module where that gets created and delivered. Okay, so you can have at first a Python toolbox with 3 tools in it for 8. It'll have a 4th tool for 9, and then that toolbox gets incorporated into a task item that you deliver for Mod 10. Okay, so once the user enters in their name, and clicks run, that'll get updated on the layout, and then the user and the technique used eventually, right, is they can use the task item and use the ability to skip a step to make this choice. So if you want to select by box, right, and select by box is you can deliver in 10, or you can get it working right away and it's just always there and that sort of thing, is that the user can select by box. But if they don't want to use select by box, right, so they'll just run the select features tool and they'll go to the map and drag a box and they'll have a selection set created off of that. Technically delivered as part of the task item in 10. Okay. Or they can skip that step if you're in the task item and go select by distance. And so distance, there's some set distance. I think it's like 100, 200, 300, 400 meters from the SkyTrain. And all you need to do inside your script tool is, call the geoprocessing command, select by location, and fill in and use the parameter information to run that tool. And you will get a selection set created if you feed it the layer. Now, if they don't want to select interactively by dragging a box, and they don't want to select by distance, then they can choose to skip that step in the task and then select by zone. And I think there's 3 zones. There's a east side, west side, and I'm not sure. The other one is west, but it's west something else. It eludes me at this point. But what it'll be, it's the 3 different police zones in that. And so they can choose to select the features using the police zone, which would be, in this case, you would do first a select by attribute to get the zone, and then a select by location, all the crimes that are in that zone. Okay, you run 2 tools, as part of your tool. Again, you can deliver this part in 8. So so the first deliverable, Python toolbox, 3 tools. One that updates the name and date, one that lets you select the features by distance, and one that lets you select the features by zone. Okay, and that can just be a toolbox that I can run. Okay, is it selecting by the zone properly? Is it selecting by distance properly? And is the name and date being updated? I can test that and mark it for 8. But whatever happens in the end is whatever method they choose, right? A selection set will be created, which means some of the crime points will be created, either drag in a box, by distance, or by what police zone you're in. But the idea is that through one of these methods, you will have some features selected. And in Mod 9, what you can work on is adding another tool to your toolbox. So this will be a tool in your toolbox. And then what it does is it creates a table on the layout, right? The code is actually provided to you in a file in the final project file. You just have to integrate it in your code because Sheila gives you this code, but she doesn't know what your variable names are going to be, so you'll have to do some adjusting there. But we can work on that part. That once you have a selection set, you run this tool, it's going to run the frequency command in the background to get the data that's for the table. Then there's the code that Sheila provides that draws the table. Something you'll have to do is delete all of the cloned text elements and graphic elements. Okay. And then part of what that tool does is also give the user a choice, right? Besides updating the table based on the selection set, do you want to export that as a PDF or do you want to export that as a JPEG? So that can be a little, parameter list, that's tied to a list of PDF or JPEG. And that, I think it's the entire layout. Although I was reading somewhere else in the lab, it sounded like just the map. But for now, when I've read it a couple times, I don't know where I read that last part, but it looks like you export either the entire layout as PDF or the entire layout as JPEG. I'm fine with that. It's just switching the format of what the person wants outputted. And then as this is all incorporated into a task item, your task item will complete. Okay, once the export is done. So just to review what's deliverable for 8, okay, is a Python toolbox with 3 tools in it. The update tool, and I've numbered them here, the select by distance tool, and the select by zone tool. Okay, I made use of filters and lists. So I provided lists so that the user has a list of the distances, and I provided a list of the zones. And update name was just, it was a string parameter because they're going to type in whatever they want. So those tools, update, select by distance, and select by zone, that's what you deliver for module 8, right? A Python toolbox with 3 tools in it. Document it according to the final project standards in that. And so that's what you need to do. Then you can select, then you can work on the update table one for 9, and then I say select box in 10 because that's really part of when you put it all into the task item. But if you get that working early, that's fine in that. And then what you deliver in 10 is a task item that has all of this functionality that's described in this diagram. That's all for now.